Hello, Facebook Live. How you doing today? Yes, I am back for the second time. And this time, today's show is not going to be geared towards the real estate agent, even though I believe it'll be very beneficial to real estate agents. This is geared to anyone who's looking to buy real estate. More importantly, looking to buy real estate in the state of Illinois, because every single state has its own set of licensing rules and regulations. Hello, brother Lewis Jackson. How you doing today? And so I want to come in and have a talk with you about what your real estate agent should talk to you about. And I'm pretty sure most have not had this conversation with you. And no, it is not about your ideal home. It's not about how many bedrooms. It's not about how many bathrooms. We need to start having a discussion with you about the true essence of what we do. Selling real estate is a benefit to what we do, but that's not my job. My job is that of agency. I have a fiduciary responsibility to the people that I work for, okay? And so we're going to have a little dialogue today around real estate in the state of Illinois, because every state has its own set of rules and regulations. Hey, Patricia Burton, how you doing today? And so in having this discussion, the very first thing as a real estate agent I'm supposed to discuss with you is agency and how I am going to represent you. Now, in the state of Illinois, this could be a little problematic, because over here, there are two ways in which agency can be created. It can be either express or implied. Now, to me, in order to be enforceable, we want it to be in writing, okay? That means we've sitting down, we've had some dialogue, you've had the opportunity to read something, right? And you understand where the relationship is going. We want to spell the relationship out. And so once again, in Illinois, a relationship is either going to be created in express or implied. Express means in writing or oral. Now in Illinois, we get a little tricky, because we can have a relationship created can be implied because I've said or done something, but we have no written agreement in place. So you can believe I'm your agent because I'm talking and acting as your agent, whether you sign something or not. So, hey, Carrie Bay Little, I like to have relationships in writing. Just like I'm married and we had to go sign something and get a license, right? We had to stand before a judge. We're clear about our relationship. I believe we should do the same thing for potential buyers, especially when I'm going to represent you in what will likely be your biggest purchase of your lifetime. Now, if your car is your biggest purchase of your lifetime, then we already got a problem, okay? So as your agent, right, when I'm sitting down to meet with you, there are a couple of different forms I can present to you. One is ministerial acts. If I provide you with ministerial acts, I have to treat you honestly, and I have to disclose to you all known latent defects. If there's something wrong with this property, I have to let you know, even if the seller tells me not to do it, okay? So you have an option when we meet. We don't have to be in an agency relationship. And I'm going to tell you why I really don't want to be your agent in one hot second. Or I want you to sign off on an exclusive buyer agreement. In an exclusive buyer agreement, we talk about compensation. I have to provide you with minimum services. I am your designated agent. Hello. Oh, it's okay, honey. Hey, Letitia. Hey, A-Shake. How you doing today? And so let me tell you what an agent has to do, whether I find you a house or not. And I should have wrote this on the board. Agency doesn't equal compensation. That means I could be a wonderful agent to you, and if the deal doesn't close or fund, I won't receive one penny. On the other hand, I can put you in a house, baby, never be your agent, and get paid. As long as I have this wonderful thing called a ministerial act signed off on, honey, I can make all the money I want on a transaction, and I don't have to be your agent because I'm licensed. Now, I teach the ABR class, and I have to ask people all the time, why do you want to be the agent? Most real estate professionals won't tell you this. They're your agent because they believe that's the only way for them to get paid. I'm here to tell you I don't have to be your agent and I can still get paid. I prefer not to be your agent. And let me tell you why. I'm going to come to everybody's questions. If I'm your agent, right, and remember this relationship could have been formed in writing, in oral, or because I happened to act like I was your agent, I now officially owe you an old car. Anybody I represent as their agent, I owe an old car to and minimum services. That means I have to be obedient to them as long as it's in the scope of the law. You can't tell me to do something illegal and I do it. I'm to be obedient as long as it's inside the scope of the law. I owe you undivided loyalty. I got to put your needs before my own needs and my wants. I owe you full disclosure, disclosing to you all known latent defects. I owe you confidentiality. I got to take your raggedy business to my grave with me, okay? Yeah, I called it raggedy because some of y'all got some raggedy business. I owe you accounting. I can't take your money and do whatever I want to do. I got to be actually accountable for every penny, okay? And I owe you reasonable skill and care. Now, for my folks out there that's been in a long-term committed relationship, now this is where my thought process went, right? I'm married. I'll be married for 10 years. Got me a good husband. He take good care of me. And he's going to provide me with a spousal funded pension plan, okay, when he retires. I think about being married and how serious I take my marriage. I don't give my husband an old car. Do I look like I'm obedient as long as it's inside the scope of the law? I'm disobedient just to make sure that the man feel good, to just kick something off, like today is Friday. I gotta say and do something on Friday that's disobedient. Loyalty. I'm a pretty loyal wife, except when it comes to the heat in the house. You'll see my husband walking around looking like he getting ready to burn up with sweat beads running down his head because I turned the heat up on him. Well, if you were my client, I couldn't do that to you. I'd have to freeze to death if your preference is to be cold. I owe you full disclosure. All you women out there talking about, ooh, I woke up like this. No, you ain't wake up like that. You gotta let him know about all your known latent defects. And baby, we all got some defects. I owe you confidentiality. I gotta take all your business to my grave. There people get divorced every single day in this country and they write a tell-all book. You can't write a tell-all book on your clients. Let's talk about this accountant. Every penny in a transaction, I'm accountable for. I can tell you now, my husband does not know about every penny I spend. Just like I didn't know how much golf cost. Just like I didn't know it was socially acceptable to buy $200 golf shoes, okay? And I owe you reasonable skill and care. So, since I take my marriage seriously, I don't think that I need to be providing an old car to anyone, and for you to think that because of my actions, I owe you all of this. Yeah, I know your agent ain't never told you nothing about owing you no old car, right? Just be honest. Go on over here in the chat bar. They tell you they owe you all this, whether they find you the ideal house or not, whether they get paid or not. I owe you an old car, and you don't need to sign nothing to be in a relationship with me? No, I want to provide you ministerial acts. Don't worry about signing a buyer's agreement, because it's clear we're not going to have an equally yoked relationship. All I can tell you about is the state of Illinois, okay? In the state of Illinois, I want you to sign off on ministerial acts, okay? I don't want to owe you an old car. I want to provide you with honesty and let you know you're buying a raggedy house. I don't want to owe you obedience as long as it's in the scope of the law. My undivided loyalty and confidentiality, okay? I don't want to do that. And you don't want to sign a sheet of paper? Don't sign it. And let me keep all these good, great things. And you just get honesty, okay? And you get full disclosure, all right? I'm sure you don't know this. All my people out here, all your landlords, telling your agent you don't want to accept Section 8 in Cook County. Guess what? I'm supposed to tell you go kick rocks, okay? Because it is illegal. Actually, it's even illegal for you. The rules are, if you are the owner-occupant of a 1 to 4 unit building, there's a little rule around fair housing, but you can't use me to lease your property, okay? You can't even advertise your property, okay? You better whisper up on somebody. And so I owe you, whether I put you in a house or not, an old car. That's why, for my agents out there, when you sit down and you meet with someone, put these 2 sheets of paper before them. Ministerial acts and an exclusive buyer agreement. Let them dictate the relationship because it'll dictate your actions. It don't mean you don't get paid. I can use ministerial acts, check this out, with a for sale by owner of a non-listed property. I can do them both with compensation. I don't have to represent either party in the transaction as my client. They can both be customers, and I can get all the money, and I don't owe either one an old car. Or better yet, why y'all do this thing called dual agency? You do it because you think that's the only way you're going to get all the money. I take your listing, I represent the seller, I give that buyer I don't have no relationship with, the one who called me off the internet, never met a day before in my life, ministerial acts. I still keep all the compensation that was in the listing agreement, okay? I'm not done yet, and I know y'all got some questions, and I'm going to get to it. Just going to tilt this a little bit. Y'all got me working on my lunch hour. All right, so I owe you an old car. The forms I want you to start thinking about: exclusive buyer agreement, notice of no agency, and ministerial acts. If I am representing the seller, maybe it's an open house. Actually, on any open house, you should have a ministerial acts form there just to cover your butt, so they clear you don't represent them, so that they clear. Carrie, type in that little saying we're going to get t-shirts made out of. Type it in there so people look at what Carrie getting ready to type, because she got a cute little saying she told me about this morning, okay? Something about your confidential information, all right? Pick one, any one, but get your relationship in writing. Because, see, what I don't want you to do is to think that you're supposed to get an old car and you're not paying the old car price. Actually, you're not paying any price because you don't want to sign off on anything. Then we have one of these relationships that some of us had in the past that isn't beneficial. It's unequally yoked. Let us be clear about our roles and our relationships. So I'm going to come back over here now because I got y'all live, right? And see who's been asking. Hey, Carrie Bay, missed your last chat. You watched the replay. Inbox Marki. Absolutely. All right. Don't nobody get no questions. Get out of here. All right. And so I'm clear. Your agent ain't told you about this because they too busy trying to figure out, you want 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, how many square feet you want, what neighborhood you want to live in, but they ain't even discussed the relationship with you. And it's a serious relationship. It's a relationship that you owe more to your client than you do to your spouse. And you don't want to get it in writing. That's to all my agents. I'm just asking you a question. You owe your clients more than you owe your spouse. Think about that. And nope, I don't have to be your agent to get paid on a deal. Not in this wonderful state of Illinois. So we got some forms. You can go to the ChicagoRealtor.com website if you're a member of CAR. These forms are on the website. Some of you are a member of the Main Street Organization of Realtors. Go to succeedwithmore.com. We're all members of the Illinois Association of Realtors if we're a member to either of those associations. You can go to Illinois Realtors website, and they also have the forms there. But be clear about what you're getting. I'm going to elaborate 1 second. When I am your agent, I also owe you minimum services. Make sure you get your minimum services. That's whether I list your house or whether I'm representing you to buy a house. I owe you this, okay? I owe it. So when that agent shows up and they gossiping to you about the last client they work with, they're not keeping confidential information confidential. And why you think they're going to keep your information confidential? You don't want the gossiping agent, okay? Yeah, confidential. Taking all your raggedy business to our graves. I know everybody's business. I ain't gossiping about it. My husband, he be trying to lean over in the car. Baby, this ain't none of your business. I actually stopped talking in front of people in my household because it ain't none of their business. It ain't none of their business, all right? And so with that being said, let's go down here and see. Everything you say, confidentiality. Thank you, Carrie. When people come to your open house, right, or a buyer comes by unrepresented, maybe their agent isn't available, right? What you want to let them know is everything you say can and will be held against you when you buy a house or sell a house if I am not your agent and we have a ministerial act signed. I owe you honesty and full disclosure, okay? And so you want to start thinking about the relationship. Because, see, I don't have to be your agent. Now, I can sell you all the real estate in the world, make as much money as I want, and I can keep my obedience to myself. I can keep my undivided loyalty to myself. I can keep my confidentiality to myself. And I can take back a portion of reasonable skill and care. All right? I want y'all to have a good day. I've been here at the Chicago Association of Realtors since about 8 this morning. We had social media set up today. This afternoon, we're going to have social media, fair housing, legal issues, and license law. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to inbox me. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about what I do. Have a happy, happy Friday. And go find you some new people to represent, but have a discussion about that old car that you owe them. Until next time, deuces.